today I'm coming to you with another Fab Find Friday video. So today I'm going to be talking about Kaisercraft's Off The Wall collection, and I have the 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad. All the Kaisercraft paper pads have that extra ½ inch, which I find is really useful for both scrapbooking, because you can use it to put as a border to your photos, but also for card making, because it gives you that little extra bit of paper to be using. So I've made a bunch of cards with this collection simply because I have a lot of teenage boys, or you know, young boys that are sort of out of that kid phase in my life, and so I've used a lot of these papers to make cards for them. And my son's getting to that age now where his friends, you know, really need something that's a little bit more teenager when we're making cards for them. So this is a collection that I've been using for a long time, and I'm going to take you through the papers and the ones that I really like, and I'll also show you some of the cards that I've recently made with this collection. So as you can see, I keep sort of the bits that I've cut into in the front of my paper pads. So what we've got is things like a blue wood grain. I love this one, which is like an old Pac-Man kind of, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's like an old Pac-Man screen. So obviously really popular with sort of teenage boys. I love this one because you can cut it apart, and you can see on this card that's at the top of the pile, I've cut a whole bunch of these arrows out and pointed them all to the happy birthday. And what I've got left I can show you from that sheet. So you get two sheets, or two of each sheet. That's what I've got left, and a lot of them have sayings and things, so I'll be keeping that for scrapbooking. Love these kind of really grungy designs. Think they're quite on trend, and there's some denim there, which might be nice for older male cards. But this one, which would be really good for sort of grungy embellishments and things like that. We've got these scientific tables. That's the paper there, which I really love. This one I used in the last lot of cards that I made, which is just really trendy with, I think maybe the older generation, you know, guys in their 30s and 40s might appreciate this, because it's got the old boom box and stuff like that on there. Tone on tone patterns. This one's a hexagon, just like a checked print. This one's really cool, and I used that the last time I made cards as well, which is just sort of, you know, very retro kind of video game icons. Geometric prints, which is great for sort of older men. Just a plain diagonal stripe. I really love this one. I think it's really colourful and bright and doesn't need too much detail, and you'll see one of the cards that I've made with that shortly. We've got some polka dots there, another checker print. Love this one, and I've made a card with this one, so I'll show you that one shortly. And in the back of all of the Kaisercraft paper pads that are 6.5, they have these die cuts that you can use as well. So I haven't used many. I think I used one on the last lot of cards I made, and I've used one in a scrapbooking layout. But they're definitely really versatile and coordinate well with the collection, obviously. So it's a great collection, and I'll just take you through some of the cards that I've used and quickly describe how I made each of these. So this one was literally just cutting a piece out and mounting it onto white cardstock. I've used a little chevron washi tape there, and with the scrap that was lying around, I just punched out a pinked circle. I've cut out a bunch of those arrows and stamped a happy birthday sentiment, and I actually used embossing powder and heat embossed that, but you don't have to. I think it would look just as effective if it was stamped either in a black or a silver or even a blue, and then just had some arrow wood veneer, so I added a couple of those to some of the cards, but just one of those on that one. This one is a similar kind of design, where I just basically used the other sort of, or another piece of this piece, and added it to a black card. And that's sort of what I do. I start by going, okay, I'll stick that piece there, stick that piece here, and then I'll think about the embellishment side of things. So I've just used a little banner from a scrap piece that I had, a part of a pink circle, a different arrow. This arrow has come out of that sheet, and I've embossed that with white embossing powder this time. And then while I was sort of pulling together some ways to embellish these cards. I had some white enamel dots that I've just coloured using my alcohol markers, so I just added 3 of those to that card. This one was literally just pretty much a cut and stamp a sentiment, and so I cut out a piece of that night sky that I showed you out of the paper pad, and I stamped and heat embossed the happy birthday, and then I just added some liquid pearls to the night sky to make it look like there was some stars in the sky. This is that paper that I really loved, and all I've done here is mounted it to some black cardstock, added an arrow just to, you know, ground the sentiment, and then this is just layered up black on white on black, and then I've stamped and heat embossed the happy birthday and a couple of brads across the bottom just to fill that gap down there. Really, really simple to do. Again, fairly simple. So this is that print that I was talking about, the Pac-Man style print. Just a couple of arrows that I've cut out of that paper, and this time I actually backed them with some black cardstock just to help lift them off the page. I used some dimensional adhesive behind this one. I've added that arrow and a different kind of chevron black and white washi tape, and then heat embossed silver embossing powder onto that and mounted it all onto white cardstock. This one was a little bit more fiddly, but really not any more complicated as such. So there's that paper I really love, and that would have just been trimmed off the side here somewhere. And actually, maybe it was over this side somewhere. Yeah, literally just cut apart one of these sheets, added a piece there, and sort of pieced together with scraps to fill the page. Some washi, a pinked punch circle and a circle. This little one here I actually cut out of that sheet of arrows as well, and I just added some glossy accent so it just looks a bit more like an enamel dot or something a bit more special than just a piece of paper, and just embossed the sentiment there as well. Similar kind of design here, just layered things a little bit differently. So the circles down the bottom here over the arrows, and just had scraps that I've added together to make a whole page or to fill the whole card. And then this one is one that I made from the previous group of cards that I made, so you can see it sort of looks a little bit different, but I've just embossed using an embossing folder the whole card front, stamped a sentiment, so I didn't do any heat embossing on that, and then just layered that paper down the bottom on some black cardstock. Used a bit of twine to wrap it around and adhered that banner with a brad. So really simple cards to do with this paper pad. I love, love, love this paper pad. I think it was definitely worth the investment. I picked it up on sale anyway, but even if it had been full price, I think I've got my money's worth out of it already. And I still, as you can see, have a whole bunch of papers left to use. And I will definitely continue to put them to good use. So I hope you enjoyed this Fab Find Friday video, and would love for you to join me again next week. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Fab Find on Friday, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.